Good morning. This is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. Still continuing with those partly cloudy conditions out there this morning. Mainly just high clouds out there, so still seeing some filtered sunshine coming through. Otherwise, seeing those temperatures climbing into the upper 40s as we continue through the morning and expecting a continuation of the dry weather pattern that we are in, as we'll have a weak boundary moving through the area, picking up the winds a bit as we go through the day, but should stay below that wind advisory criteria. Taking a look at the current surface analysis, we can see that boundary just off to the northwest. Overall high pressure and control over the region, but we had that boundary that would be pushing through. Again, expecting this to be a dry boundary, just seeing an increase in some clouds and an uptick in the winds. And then behind it, we'll see a reinforcing shot of some cooler air and another high pressure building in over the area to keep things dry for the end of the week. If we look at the upper level winds from this morning's sounding, we have those northwesterly to west-northwesterly winds in the lower layers, and then as we get in the upper layers, we're seeing those westerly winds with our peak wind of 70 knots at 25,000 feet. Freezing level today is at 5,600 feet. Quick look at the current visible satellite. We can see those high clouds streaming across the area, some additional cloud cover off to the northwest along with that boundary that will be pushing through. Otherwise, winds fairly light across the region at this time, but again, expecting those to pick up a bit as we get later in the day. If we look at the short-term high-resolution model here over the next 48 hours, keeping those clouds around as we go through the day, and then that boundary pushes through. We'll see a slight breeze continue through the evening, but things will clear out as we see clear and cold conditions going into Thursday. Thursday, a sunny day, but we will see temperatures below average for our day on Thursday, and then clear and sunny conditions continue as we go into the day on Friday as high pressure remains in control over the area. If we zoom out and look at the European model here for the longer term forecast, again, we see that area of high pressure dominating the eastern part of the country, keeping things dry. That continues as we go into Saturday and into most of the weekend. And then again, as we've been watching this area of low pressure, still good agreement. We see an area of low pressure coming together over the southeast or just off the southeast coast. This is the European model here, and a majority kind of leaning similar to this solution. The GFS still a bit of an outlier, bringing the low up over land and kind of a more broad area of low pressure, but this seems to be a general consensus at this time that this area of low pressure comes up just along the coast. We see these rain chances and winds start to increase potentially late Sunday or during the PM hours on Sunday, and then that area of low pressure continues to track just off the coast of the area. It's going to bring the heaviest of precip and strongest winds potentially overnight Sunday into Monday, and then the European has this area of low pressure tracking away from the area with things drying out as we get into Tuesday. Still some uncertainty with this area of low pressure. Again, some indications that we could see this area of low pressure kind of linger just off the coast, keeping some rain chances in the area for Tuesday. And again, that exact track of the low pressure and the strength of that low pressure could change as well. But looks like we'll, at the very least, see some rainy and breezy conditions as we go into the end of the weekend. So if we look at the 24-hour weather chart for today, we're seeing green conditions over the next 24 hours. We'll see that breeze picking up out of the north-northwest, around 9 to 14 knots, gusting up to 22 knots, but should stay below that wind advisory criteria, so no colors indicated here. Otherwise, we'll see a seasonable high temperature, with that temperature getting up to around 50 degrees for the first part of the afternoon before we see that boundary push through, and things will cool down as that breeze gets going. Going into the evening time frame, we'll see clear conditions as the clouds move out of here, and we'll keep around a slight breeze with out of the north-northwest, 5 to 10 knots. We could see some gusts up to 15 knots with that cooler air moving in, but that will help to keep the low temperature right around 30 degrees. That would otherwise drop with that clear sky. But as we go into the day on Thursday, we'll see few high clouds around, but so overall mostly sunny and temperature right around freezing with those continued northwesterly winds to start the day. Tides are running slightly below normal. If we look at the extended forecast here, we can see the end of the week. We'll see chilly conditions for Thursday, with that cooler air moving in, seeing our low around 30 and a high around 44. As we go into Friday and Saturday, we'll see more mild conditions with just above average temperatures. Sunny day on Friday, and then mostly sunny starting off on Saturday, and then we'll see clouds on the increase gradually through the day, becoming mostly cloudy by later in the day. And as we go into Sunday, we start to see even more mild temperatures with that area of low pressure approaching. We'll see our low around 45 on Sunday morning, the temperatures up to 57. For our high on Sunday, we'll have that rain chance moving into the area for the second portion of the day, and we'll also see some slightly breezy conditions with that area of low pressure approaching. Looking at about a 50% chance for the PM hours right now, and then bumping up to a 60% chance as we go through the overnight and into Monday, where we have that best chance of rain, showers, and some breezy weather. Temperature similar with a high around 58 degrees, our low a little more mild with a low around 50. Again, just 50 to 60% at this time. We'll see higher confidence as we approach and get closer to this event. But right now, looking at things clearing out as we go into Tuesday with partly cloudy conditions and slightly breezy and more seasonable temperatures with a low around 37 and a high of 51. That wraps up the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:15 and 10 a.m. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day.